Hey everybody, welcome back to Wandavision episode 7. This is my quick review of it with some spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, please click away. Alright, so episode 7 picks up immediately after episode 6. Wanda has expanded the border, and essentially a chunk of sword got absorbed in there, and Vision got reabsorbed. Darcy got in, and we're also waiting on Monica and Jimmy to meet up and find whatever it is that they need to break in back to the Wandavision reality. So we pick up and Wanda and her kids are at home. Wanda is taking a type of quarantine style staycation according to her, and we're also having a type of office / Modern Family episode. The theme song is very officey. I'm like super surprised that like Universal hasn't came out and like sued Marvel for doing this, but whatever. So we get that intro. Wanda is having a tough time controlling this new reality. She's made it bigger and she's losing control, and she's just kind of done with life, I guess. She's more depressed. She's slowly getting more into her actual reality, and she's becoming more and more the way she felt before she created this false reality. And somebody had pointed out that if you notice on each episode, when she does the previously on Wandavision, each episode the energy that she has gets progressively lower, and I think that's kind of interesting. So Wiccan is having some weird issues with his head. He's detecting like a bunch of weird stuff going on, and Wanda is just like, not gonna help you out with it. And I got a little upset when Wanda came downstairs and the kids were asking her what's going on, and this is kind of like a meta moment, as people keep saying the show is doing, and she's like, you expected me to have all the answers, and I don't. Not only is she speaking to the kids, she's speaking to us. And I was like, come on, because I really wanted to know what was going on with Quicksilver and what the deal is with Vision. And the bottom line is, we still don't have a bunch of those answers, except for a slight little twist at the end, which everybody saw coming, but we all kind of have our own theories about that. So Agnes comes over and she sees that Wanda needs a break, and she offers to take the kids, and that's when the kids go over to Agnes's, and one of the kids says she likes it, or he likes it there because it's quiet, so he doesn't hear all the stuff that's going on with Wanda's mind. That's, I think, around the time we cut to Vision, and we see Vision is over by that circus we saw at the end of episode 6, where all the sword people were turned into circus freaks. And Darcy, funny enough, is trapped in a lock because she was handcuffed at the end of episode 6. And Vision is like, you don't remember me from last night. So Vision retained his memory from outside the bubble. And then that's when she tricks Darcy and is able to wake her up. And Darcy and Vision escape. And Darcy answers basically everything the best that she can, and it basically fills Vision in on Infinity War, Age of Ultron, and Wanda. And she has this moment because Darcy is essentially us, right? Same theories we have and same feelings, I guess. And she basically says that I've been watching Wandavision for the past week, and if I've taken away anything, it's that the love between Vision and Wanda is real. So as they're doing that, there's basically a bunch of delays that keep happening to them. So like there's construction, or basically a bunch of kids walking through red lights and stuff. And basically we're trying to figure out whether it's Wanda or Agnes that is preventing Vision from getting back to Wanda. Anyway, so that goes on for a while, and then we cut to Monica and Jimmy, and then they have their vehicle ready. I don't know if we actually have the aerospace engineer. If this Marine was the aerospace engineer, then kind of a letdown of a reveal. No offense to the actor or the character, but whatever. A lot of us had really high expectations for that. So basically Monica gets suited up and she tries to take this vehicle in, and doesn't even make a dent, and it starts getting rewritten as it starts to penetrate the new reality a little bit, and it gets turned into like half of a truck, and Monica is able to escape, but she realizes that the only way she's getting back in there is if she walks in herself. And that's what she does, and this is where we get another cool moment. This is probably one of the best parts of the episode, where she starts to go through and her eyes start to light up, and she's kind of getting like torn apart, and we hear like these lines from Captain Marvel when she was a kid, and it's a really cool moment. That is a hero moment, and it's, in my opinion, executed better than Captain Marvel. There were some cool moments in Captain Marvel, but anyway, when she emerges back into the WandaVision reality, her eyes have lit up, and she's able to basically see everything that's on the spectrum or whatever. I don't know, I'm not that intelligent, but she sees like radio waves and whatnot, and eventually her eyes go back to normal. She takes off her space suit, and nice little touch there. Marvel does this all the time, where when the characters aren't wearing their actual costumes, they're normally wearing their color schemes. We've seen that with Speed and Wiccan, and we see that with Wanda and Vision and Quicksilver. And when she takes that suit off, she's wearing her color scheme from the comics, and that's when she rushes to go see Wanda again, and Wanda basically threatens her again and tries throwing her out and slamming her down, and that's when Monica does the badass landing, and we see a type of energy, and that's when Wanda gets a little scared, and then you can tell Monica is getting through to Wanda, and that is when Agnes shows up and takes her away. And this is where we start to get the final twist of the episode, and where things are really starting to ramp up, and if they don't, the next episode is going to be very painful to watch. But anyway, Wanda is inside Agnes's house, and she notices something's off. She asks where the kids are, because they're nowhere to be found, and Agnes says, oh, they're probably in the basement. Wanda goes into the basement, and we can clearly see that this is not your normal basement. We go from full screen to widescreen, indicating that this is not the reality that we've seen anymore. And that's when Agnes comes down, and she says the name's Agatha Harkness. And that's when we get our brand new recap of events through her eyes, and like this interesting theme song. And we basically see everything that's been happening. She's been the one influencing Wanda to have kids. She's the one who brought in Quicksilver. The theory that I hope is that she pulled him from another reality. I'm sure we'll get an answer eventually. They have to answer it. I really hope they pulled him from an alternate reality, because if that's the case, then everything is on the table for Marvel to use. And that is when the episode cuts to black. But this is also the first episode that contains a post-credit scene, and the post-credit scene is also very short. It shows Monica trying to get into Agnes's house, and she opens up the basement doors, and that's when we see Quicksilver in a villainy type of way go, Snooper's gonna snoop, and then it cuts to black. But Vision is also on the way. There are a lot of interesting things about this episode. When the characters talk to the camera, that's very Office, Modern Family-y. But one thing to take away is that when Wanda, at some point in the episode, is sitting there talking to the camera, we hear this male voice that says, "Don't you think you deserved all this?" And Wanda goes, "No, you're not supposed to talk." And then we find out that that male voice was actually Agnes playing around with like magic or whatever. I don't know. But it seems to me, if that was Agnes saying that, then there's a little bit of beef between Agnes and Wanda. There's a little bit of a history, I would guess, but I don't know. If she has to introduce herself to Wanda, I really don't know what the deal is here. But anyway, episode 8, I'm really looking forward to. And episode 7, I'd probably give like an 8 out of 10, just because I'm sure the next few are going to be even better, and they're going to really ramp up. That's what they promised anyway. We're going to get to what the MCU is known best for, I think. Besides the characters, it's the type of action that they do. So, yeah. Overall, great episode, and looking forward to the next one. And I'll talk to you guys then. Thanks for watching.